course. Overpass. It's 4 for 4 at Ascot. Wins another Winterbottom.
Today's inside running from Morley Mitsubishi, the home of the Mitsubishi Triton. Drive away the 4x2 Triton for $33,990 today. Go to Morley Mitsubishi, 212 Walter Road, Morley, or morleymitsubishi.com.au.
Time for inside running. A little bit of cloud around, a little bit of rain and a little bit of sun all in one. 21 degrees we're heading for as we introduce the panel led by Darren McAullay for another morning. Good morning, Macca.
Good to see you, Matty. Thank you indeed. Good morning, everyone. Welcome here to the studios of Tab Radio Racing and Sport for Inside Running on this Prince of Wales and Asian Beau Stakes Day card. Our two feature Group 3 events and, of course, backed up by a prelude of the Tab Touch Placid Arc as well. 10 races, as always, here with an 11:44 commencement, but we've got an absolute smorgasbord of racing coming your way as well from interstate. We've got to get through the card this morning. The first event at Morfettville at 8:55, up to Eagle Farm at 9, Randwick at 9:10 on Golden Eagle Day, and of course Flemington on the first day of the VRC Melbourne Cup Week Carnival underway at 9:20. The Derby today, the Coolmore and also the Empire Rose. Well, Diggs, it's you and I this morning only. Good morning to you. Looking forward to today. Looking forward to seeing the return of the Quokka winner, Joker's Grin.
Exactly right, Darren. And we get to also see Cosmic Crusader, who is the all-in favourite for the Railway Stakes with Tab Touch. He created an impression, didn't he, during September when he was able to do what he did, and he gets back, and it looks like he gets a very favourable map today as well. Yeah,
looking forward to many, many highlights, and of course even in a lesser capacity coming up later on in the day there, we do see a horse running around in the last event on the program who's building up quite a reputation as well. 3 starts, 3 wins. Magic Millions winning 3-year-old. Smooth Chino's back in action. And didn't he trial well against Joker's Grin?
Trialled particularly well. Yeah, it was a trial of a horse who's ready to rock and roll, that's for sure.
Let's go to the changes for the day. It's fine, the forecast. Bit of cloud around here in the metropolitan area this morning. The ground a good for. We did have some rain through the course of the night and again early today, but that's expected to all clear. And the rail at 7. Opening event, the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap over the metric mile, 11:44. A field of 9, no changes to start the card. Race 2, and this is the Morley Growers Market Handicap. We take out number 7 in Guns Away. Race 2, number 7. On to the third event, the Key Clean Handicap. This is clear with 10 to do battle. Race 4, the MCA Polytrack Handicap. And there are no changes there. Over to race number 5, the Mrs. Max Handicap over 1,200. Take out number 2, Sentimental Bell, and 3, Californication. Race 5, 2 and 3. To race 6, the Tab Touch Prince of Wales Stakes. No changes. It will be a pay 1-2. The race dominated by Joker's Grin. Great to have Oscar's Fortune back in WA as well. Let's hope that he can recapture some of his very, very best form before he went east. He lines up against the Joker today in the Prince of Wales. Over to race number 7. This is the Drummond Golf Handicap, a little time amendment to the race. It'll go now at 3:40. And the Speedy Sinful Living's come out there. Number 3, Sinful Living out of the Drummond Golf. Race 8, the Tab Touch Placid Arc Prelude. And here we've got a big field, 14 of these 3-year-olds at set weights running. To race number 9 on the card, the Asian Beau, the second of our feature Group 3 events over 1,400 metres. It's clear of changes. Cosmic Crusader there, of course, is going to be very popular on route towards a Railway Stakes in 3 weeks' time. And the last, the PK of Perth Handicap over 1,200. There is a scratching, and it is number 10 in Cashel Palace. Changes for the day. Fine, it'll be eventually. Good for Rail 7. Let's go straight to the markets now. Matty, race 1. The West Speed Platinum Handicap over 1,600 metres on Tab Touch.
And under $10, we start with Omnipodi at $3.50 and from $3.80. Rockin' Wonder $9.50 into $7.50. Audio Boy $4.20 into $2.70. Battle Commander out to $8, and then Across Generations 7 out to $10, and up with the others.
Okay, it's not an easy race to start the day, Diggs, but how did you see it?
Well, I thought you were either Team Audio Boy, Darren, or Team Omnipote. And given where Omnipote is likely to land as opposed to where Audio Boy is, from barrier 1 with his racing pattern back to 1600, I thought it was advantage Omnipote.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I just thought he'd land 1-1.
Yeah, we'll call that juice. I'm certainly with you in this regard too. I think his form's been terrific. He did look the winner before Wembenyama just absolutely erupted on the scene and picked him up. I like the way that Brad's got his small team going at the moment as well. Very much in the corner of Omnipote. Audio Boy on the 7 days. The backup back to 1,600 metres, retaining the services of Willie Pike. And I thought Rock and Wonder back to 16 rolling forward there, one of the horses who'll command on pace. And 5 Battle Commander will no doubt be another. Got the job done 6 days ago at Northam, so I'm going to be 2, 4, 3 and 5 to start the day.
Yeah, similar, 2, 4, 3 and 7. I have got across generations in for 4th, but I thought Omnipote, just because of the map in a race where they should just go along at a nice, decent tempo, I would have thought he's going to get every conceivable with Lucy aboard. 4, Audio Boy, as you said, Darren, on the spin. The figures out of that most recent 5th behind Exquisite Taste was strong. 3, Rockin' Wonder, and 7 across generations. 2, 4, 3 and 7.
So agreeing with the trifecta, 2, 4 and 3. Omnipote on top. Mac has put in 5 for 4th and Diggers with 7. In race number 2 at 12.24, the Morley Market Growers Handicap over 2,200 with 7 out. And Omerta Grace is at 10. 380 now, 360 Twilight Tale. Go to Kegs later. 360 out to 460. Back now to $4.20. Long Jeans got out to 7, now into 550. Argyle Star 650 out to 8 and down to Age of Grace, who is in half a point to 750.
Okay, well here the market looks evenly spread, doesn't it? There you've got Twilight Tale there with Amy Jo Hayes, a young rider building in confidence on these Saturday main meetings, and Twilight Tale they're building up to 2,200 metres. It's one of a few here that are going to face a quantum leap up in distance. Omerta Grace is another of them. What else is there that's stepping up in distance? Age of Grace down there towards the bottom. They're all going that way. So do you come back to the horses that are fit, that have got that, racing over a middle trip under their belt, that are hardy, rock hard? I come back to a Kegs Later type horse to try and win this race.
Yeah, I actually sided up with Kegs Later. I'm not sure if you have as well.
I have.
Darren, I think he's going along okay. It's a pretty modest affair, is it not, this race, to be honest? Look, and Kegs Later, he's going along okay. The recent run was good behind Emerald Trader. Now, Emerald Trader, to be fair, doesn't win out of turn, that we know, but Kegs Later's racing consistently. It has been a little while since he has broken through, but I think he's going to get every conceivable in a race of this nature. So, 4, Kegs Later, Long Jeans in for 2nd. It'll be very, very intriguing to see what they elect to do. He has ridden the speed previously, but they just might ride him neutral today and allow him to go through his gears. He just didn't get any galloping room the other day when he needed to from that low draw. But I think you go back to the start prior, and that was on the spin after being in the Mount Magnet Cup, and he was only beaten 2 lengths behind I Love Your Smile. And we know that she's going along okay. 2, Twilight Tale, and 6, Argyle Star. A mare very much in form, albeit she's probably coming out of slowly run races. 4, 5, 2 and 6.
Yeah, 4 for me as well. Kegs Later there. I thought he deserved a victory there, given the fact that it was a big run at Bunbury behind Hafey there that day, and we saw Dandy's Gem come out and win through the week. That had run 3rd in that very race, and then 4th last start, Emerald Trader. Well, it was 3 wide, no cover, and that was for the best part of a 1,000 metres. I thought was very brave in going down the way that he did. So out of a soft draw, 4 Kegs Later. Twilight Tale, of course, the very well-bred mare, Savabeel, Dream Away, out of an Oaks Derby winner. She's had a go over a trip, 5th in an Oaks, 2nd in a Natasha, 3rd in 1,000 guineas. So she's got it all there, just building very quickly from a mile to 2,200, that's all. Argyle Star I'm going to put in for 3rd. Been a month since the horse's last effort, but was flying in Kalgoorlie through the carnival. And Omerta Grace might be the next best of them for mine. I didn't have a spot for Long Jeans there, Diggs.
Yeah.
602 days.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Bit of a run of outs. 4, 2, 6 and 1 for race number 2.
Diggers with number 4, Kegs Later, 5-2-6 for the minor, and Darren also with 4 to beat 2-6-1 there in race number 2. Over to the third race now, and this goes at the start time of 4 after 1 over 1800, a rating 66 plus for Key Clean, and starting with Fun Shell 370 into 240. $10 Odonaka out from 9. Wembanyama is $4.20 out from $3.60, and go to Atlantis Beach, who hit 10 back into $8.50 and upwards the rest.
Okay, Team Williams' Fun Charles is the money horse in the race there. Digs into 240, second up, 1,800 metres, and in a race where Pikey and Parnham are playing musical saddles. We've got Willie getting off Wembanyama to ride Fun Charles. Brad comes off Fun Charles to ride Wembanyama.
Brad had no luck. I don't think it was his fault the other day aboard Fun Charles first up. He was quite happy to sort of drag it back to the tail of the field, and then was trying to cut corners and
terribly run race.
Yeah, it was.
Muddling,
horrible,
messy.
and eccentric nature. Had that beautiful flow, didn't he, down the middle of the straight? And unfortunately, Brad was strung up in behind. So the form guide reads 6 of 11, beaten 2.1, but I think you need to take into consideration she was devoid of any good fortune.
Absolutely. She was very keen. She was overdoing it on the fence, and that was a result of that pace where they didn't break 125 for 1,400, so that's how slowly they were going in that quality of race there too. What she is clearly is a mare that needs a good flow into the race, and she'll build. She's a big girl. She's got a lovely stride, beautiful action on her, and I think if Pikey can get that today there, Fun Charles, who has been placed in a Natasha Oaks and a Derby, so she's got quality.
Respectfully, when we're talking about her opposition, but she's the horse on the up, isn't she?
She certainly is.
She's a lightly raced 4-year-old mare early into this campaign, which you would think is going to be aimed up at a Perth Cup. Wembanyama's in good enough nick, but, Ginger Green's an 8-year-old. We Ray Shoe, I think he was all right the other day, just didn't get a lot of luck. Like Odonaka's been to the well and back a few times, as has Classic Road,
Yep.
Blazing Emerald, you've got Changing Guard, Sowore and Atlantis Beach. She's the one with some upside. I thought she was the best of the day.
I think you've got to land on her there. You're locked with 3. I think the 6 Wembanyama, it's been savaging the line.
Yeah.
This looks a perfect trip too now, going out to the 1,800 with the stable going well. Loses nothing with Brad going on board. 1 Ginger Green and 7 Blazing Emerald I thought might be one at double figures there, getting a bit of weight relief. Thought the effort to Wembanyama the other day was certainly better. So 3, 6, 1 and 7. I'll mark them down in the third, Diggs.
Yes, I am 3 with an asterisk. Fun Chow from 6 Wembanyama in really good nick. No doubt this horse is flying. He just fell in the other day, but that was on the spin. So he's 2 weeks between runs here today, and he does drop 1.5 kilos. 5 Classic Rogue and 2 Wee Ray Shoe. Luckless, the pair of them last start. Have them in for 3rd and 4th respectively. 3, 6, 5 and 2.
So agreeing with Fun Charles, number 3, 6, 1 and 7 from Macca, and a best bet from Diggers, number 3, to beat 6, 5 and 2 at 17 after 8. We'll come back and look race 4 through to 6.
You're listening to The Inside Running, brought to you by Morley Mitsubishi. Drive away the Triton GLX 4x4 dual cab for $45,990 today. Go to Morley Mitsubishi, 212 Walter Road, Morley, or morleymitsubishi.com.au.
Thanks for joining us this Saturday morning inside running out of the studios for the time being of Tab Radio Racing and Sport, 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. And before we take a look at the MCA Polytrack Handicap Digby Beacham, quick shout out to our good mate Scotty, who's just feeling a little off colour there this morning, but he'll be back at the races. He said he'll be good as gold by bounce down. Hey, Melbourne Cup week, of course, Derby Day today, Flemington, a host of top races there, the Cup on Tuesday, and of course leading into it on the Monday night, as is always, the Manning Bowling Club's Melbourne Cup Eve Calcutta. And I did get a message from the one and only Buff McClenny, Esquire, last night, and informed me that the pool start at $25,000. That's pretty good. So $10 for tickets. There's great raffles being conducted through the course of the night as well. And I'm told that Chad Warner will be there on Monday night. He does like to go along. And Craig White premiership winning coach from South Fremantle going along. So we'll catch up with them on the night there down at the Manning Bowling Club, Challenger Road in downtown Manning Salter Point. Right, let's get to the market here for race number 4. Matt.
Climb on top, 750 into 7. Golden Door, 16 into 850. Calora, 9 into 750. Go to Astro World, 7 into 550. Down to Belusi at 550 out from 460. 7 into 650 for Hull Enough. And Sometime Lucky is at 550 after touching for opening at 480.
Okay, so this market with an open one, Bootalazy. Brad Parnham teaming up there with Danny Morton in the race there. Bootalazy at 550, just getting out a bit in the market now. 3-year-old faces a big rise in class off what was an impressive enough win in a maiden.
It was a good win. Yeah, it was a good win. A horse who'd had a couple of runs as a 2-year-old, sort of late season 2-year-old behind Playing It Sweet on debut down there at Pinjarra, and then again beaten by Playing It Sweet. Tipped out, trialled up particularly well, and then came and had a beautiful flow into that sort of race, didn't he, Bootalazy?
Yeah.
And savaged the line to win by a length and a half to give the indication that he's got more in store, and he is a horse who is going to be aimed up at the WA Guineas. So he's going to go around the edges, hopefully, for connections and find himself into that Group 2 feature.
Does he need a little further second up on what we saw at 1,500 on return?
I think so. And naturally, he's encountering stiffer opposition today than he did on that occasion, but he looks to be progressive.
What about these 3-year-olds, these other 3-year-olds, like Sometime Lucky, down there towards the bottom, dropping to 54? He's missed the money only once in 6 starts.
Yeah.
Strong 3-year-old profile, certainly a profile which lends itself to being able to beat the older horses. He'll just need a very astute ride, I felt, and no bad luck from gate number 1.
That's the thing. He's probably not the sort of horse who is best served by that gate. He doesn't sort of bounce and put himself in the race. It was a slowly run 1,400-metre affair when he was decent enough in second position behind Ruben Sealing. But I'd just like to think today, with the benefit of that run under his belt, he was off a freshen on that occasion. You'd think he'd strip fitter. You're right, Darren. He drops 2 kilos. And for mine, this isn't a strong race.
Agree. I've gone that way. I went down towards Sometime Lucky each way. I thought that, again, in a race which was very slowly run, it was unsuitable to Sometime Lucky. But at the same time, he's going to need a bit more pace here. And he's going to need probably a very astute ride out of this particular alley. I went with him because he's around that each way quote. I think the same could be said for quite a few of them in the race. Bootalazy, this other 3-year-old too, he looks as though he's come back with a real presence about him. And I'd like to see him go to the Guineas. It'd be another interesting addition to that race, the way that he's progressing. And Neville Parnham's other runner here is Calora Diggs, who's on the 7 days and really hard to fault his form, given the fact that he'd been placed to asphalt 2 starts ago. It's come out and beat September Born and Playing It Sweet last weekend, continuing its great transition. And last start, well, it ran into Nikiana, and there were knocks on Nikiana, but Nikiana sort of left a lot of people with egg on their face.
Me being one of them.
So maybe Calora you have to include there in the mix as well. Golden Door, there's some money around for it. I thought it was a nice first up run to Delta Sun and could improve going 12 into a 15. So I'll mark them 11.832. Diggs, how do you see it?
I'm with you as well, Darren. We haven't looked at each other's selections before we walked in, but we're seeing this meeting very similar at the moment. Look, I am with 11, Sometime Lucky, just because I'm thinking he is a horse who's got some upside and he should get a lovely run throughout. He'll need a shade of luck, no doubt, in the straight. But if Steve can give him a good steer, I think he can win. 11 on top from 3, Calora on the spin, going well, just finding it hard to break through, but there's no knock running second to Nikiana. He looks like he's a very progressive animal. 8, Bootalazy, and 10, Hull Enough, who also comes out of that same race as Sometime Lucky. 11, 3, 8 and 10.
So Sometime Lucky, the selection from Mac, 11, 8, 3, 2, and repeating Diggers there, 11, 3, 8 and 10 in race number 4. At 224, the Mrs. Max handicap, and 2 and 3 of the scratchings, 10 and under. Brave Strike into 750, into $9 late arrival. 9 also Thermosphere Lad. 460 into 420 the Calabrese, 11 into 9 for Ukai, and down to Heatherwood, who is 460 out to 550, now back to $5 and is the second favourite for race 5.
Yeah, it was a difficult race this. I think you can build a legitimate case for, well, at least 3 or 4.
I reckon...
Or are there more?
Oh, well, if you're saying 3 or 4, I don't think you have mine in, so maybe we can make it 5.
Go on.
I'm siding up here with the maiden galloper.
Jimmy
Angel.
Wee Jimmy.
Yeah, I think he's going okay, is he not?
He is.
You look at the last 3. So the 10th of September, he's beaten by a Fine Star. Now, she'll take a place in a Burgess Queen on Tuesday. Then he runs 4th, beaten a length in a maiden behind He's a Phoenix. We'll get to see him in a Faritha en route to a Guineas, and recently behind Testy Pharaoh, who wasn't disgraced in a Belgravia last week.
He's a nice 3-year-old.
So you're getting, $14, $15 about Jimmy Angel from a low draw. Clearly this is tougher. But again, I'm not convinced there's any rock stars in this race.
I had 5 horses marked, incidentally. You can confirm that.
Yes.
When you see, and he's one of them.
Oh, well, there you go.
So you're okay.
Okay.
All right. He made the cut.
Well, we just
he
don't
did
need
make
the second hand.
I haven't got him in my first 4. However,
he's a little finger.
Yes, he is. He's the he's the interchange.
Oh dear.
I went finish up going here for the Calabrese.
Yeah, how good was he the other day?
Just looked the winner, and a really good one got him. Black Ore and a brilliant ride by Pike to get it home. And I think, everyone that would have been on the Calabrese would have been up out of their seats, and he's got the money.
Yeah.
He still, whilst he tracked along the fence, I think he took a bit of Dulux off it at the same time, hanging in.
Well, he does get in, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's that sort of horse.
Look, I don't think it's going to change. I think that's just him.
Yeah.
So Jordan Turner knows what he's got underneath of him. I think that maybe tracking up, and with a couple of scratchings, it's helped to some degree. But if he has to go back from where he's drawn in 10, go back, do what he does, come off the camber, and then just let go. I think that he can win this, the Calabrese.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think that the way that Heatherwood is going as well, it'll probably concede them a big start from the draw, but he is a horse that absolutely monsters the line.
Yeah.
You've got Brave Strike, first time in this class as an older mare. Only 2 wins have been first up. So I'm going to include her somewhere in the mix, and there were players around on Thursday at least, that agreed, 11 into 750. Another one here I think will feature in the placings, Late Arrival. Now, this trialled up behind Alaska Lot. I thought it did enough in the hit-out, and it didn't have any blinkers on. And it had built up some pretty good form before it went to the paddock.
Yep.
Dynamite first-up record, nice enough draw, comes out of 5, and I think it'll ride the speed. Alex Hearn tends to ride them a bit that way. I think it's somewhere there in your pick 4, so... And it's a value leg. I'm 7, 11, 1 and 5, and then next best Jimmy Angel.
Yeah, look, I've gone Jimmy. I'm just looking at it here. He's $15, so he's an each-way play for me in what is a very wide-open affair. 13 on top from 11, Heatherwood. He just has another lemon as a barrier, doesn't he, today? Fresh off what we saw recently when he stomped home behind Fine Star. 1, Brave Strike. Trial, I wouldn't read too much into it. They rolled along in that trial. Barrier 4, 57.5 after the claim. And you just know that with this mare, as you said, she gets a calibre of opposition that she hasn't encountered all that often in her career, it must be said. And 7, the Calabrese. Like the horse, just don't like where he's going to be in this race. 13, 11, 1 and 7.
Okay, 13 there for you. It's Jimmy Angel.
The Calabrese, though, for Macca, number 7 to beat 11, 1 and 5. And Diggers, you're with the Pinky Toe, number 13, Jimmy Angel to beat 11, 1 and 7. The 6th of the day at 5 after 3, the Prince of Wales Group 3 over 1,000 metres, and $1.65 Joker's Grin, in a point to 650 Oscar's Fortune. 9 into 850 Snow Dome. Then we go to Repossession, who's 440 into 350, and much bigger odds the other 3.
Well, we've been looking forward to this for some time, Diggs.
Yep.
You and TC have been talking about the imminent return of Joker's Grin for some period as well with Bernie Miller. And we get to see the Quokka winner, the star. Some would say the best horse in WA, going in towards our Winterbottom Stakes, back in action this afternoon. He lands a small field. He trialled up very, very well against the outside rail in dismal conditions down there at Lark Hill when he beat Smooth Chino home. But we're looking forward so much to his return and to see if there's another level that Joker's Grin can go to this campaign.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a funny little race, this one. It looks like there's messy speed for mine, if that makes any sense, Darren.
How do you see it? Cut the Talk.
Cut the Talk will be there.
Oscars, fresh.
Yeah, fresh. You would think he's going to jump and run. Snowdome's got speed. We know that Repossession, I don't think Brad would want to give up that gate. Kripolenko sprung the gates the other day. I'm not exactly sure what Lucy elects to do. Boots Like Bruce, will he be able to go the tempo? Maybe, maybe not.
I doubt.
I just think Pat Carberry from that gate, it's perfect. The field size is perfect. The barrier is perfect. He can see it all unfold. And we've made mention of a couple of times this week on the Sports Day. In all likelihood, he's going to be on top of them, sort of turning for home, I would think.
Yeah.
And not having spent any pennies, getting around. And we talk about it, Darren. How often do we talk about it? 1,000-metre horses for 1,000-metre races. He's 6 for 6. 6
for 6 he is, yes. And, of course, 3 of those 6 right here. We know what we're going to get with Joker's Grin, and then we look forward with enormous anticipation going into the Winterbottom. I would love to see what Dion can do with Oscar's Fortune. He's gone back to his old yard. Mm-hmm. He's a horse that finished third in a quokka as a 3-year-old to no less than Overpass and Amelia's Jewel. He's beaten Amelia's Jewel in a Roma Cup. He ran second at his Victorian debut in a Group 2 Scalacci where they ran 102.9. You know that he's a serious horse,
yep.
But he lost his way there and he just fell down the elevator. He was a bordering Group 1 horse, Group 2, bordering Group 3, bordering listed benchmark.
Yep.
So it's taken a bit of time to rebuild him, and let's hope that we can see the best of Oscar's Fortune again. Maybe it's not today against Joker's Grin, but sometime later in this campaign. I think that his class can get him there somewhere behind Joker's Grin. I thought that he might be the danger to it. Repossession, of course, gets the pads on this afternoon. What'd you take?
Well, he's had issues with his feet all the way, and the stable's been quite open about that. So hopefully it's just precautionary, because Chris has been quite insistent that all things have been pretty solid this way through. He hasn't had any issues with his feet. So, let's hope that it's not going to be a talking point at the end of this race.
Okay, Snowdome I'm putting in there for 4th. No favours first up in the Golden Saddle where he was trapped out wide. So one a logic, a lock there. Joker's Grin, can't wait to see him back. From 2, Oscar's Fortune equally. Love to see him produce a big one on return back here to WA. 5 and 3. Diggs?
Yeah, same 4 numbers, 1, 5, 2 and 3 for me, but Joker's Grin clearly on top here in race 6, the Group 3 Prince of Wales Stakes.
So Joker's Grin, number 1 at $1.65 from Mac from 2, 5 and 3. And Diggers is with 1 to beat 5, 2 and 3 in the feature.
Zoom in to Morley Mitsubishi, 212 Walter Road, Morley, for unbeatable deals. Grab a Mitsubishi Triton 4x2 drive away for just $33,990 or the Triton GLX 4x4 dual cab for just $45,990. Plus enjoy peace of mind with 10 years capped car servicing and a 10-year warranty. Conditions apply. Hurry, these deals won't last. Visit morleymitsubishi.com.au or head to Morley Mitsubishi today.
Time to join the Prince of Pajeros out there at 212 at Walter Road in Morley. Brad Short, good morning.
Oh, Macca, Diggers, how are you, boys?
Well, we're well. Diggers has had to fly out of the studio. I think
he'll be right. He'll be back in a minute, Macca. Don't worry.
He'll be knocking on your door in about 2 seconds. He had his double plug of white thongs on, the customary footwear, and he's running, I think, down there to Morley Mitsubishi.
Straight down Walter Road. Straight down Walter Road. Well, we've got something for him too. Don't worry about that. We've got something even for Diggers.
Okay, well, let's make it a big car and make him look bigger.
Well, let's put him in a Pajero Sport. We've still got our demo clearance going, Darren, so that is going well. We've got our 3 models, the Exceed, the GLX and the GSR, with the GLX starting at $43,990.
Wow.
And they all come with a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing.
Love that. 10 and
we've
10.
still got our Triton sale going as well.
Okay, you've got the 4x2, 4x4s?
All of them, mate. Full range and ready to do a deal. We can take trade-ins. We can do finance, whatever anyone needs. We're out here today till 1 p.m. Then we're at the track.
Of course you are. And when you're at the track, what are you going to be backing?
I'll give you two. My first bet is I'm going to take Joker's Grin into Cosmic Crusader. Try and build a little bit of value into it.
Okay.
Won't be a lot of value, but I think they'll both win.
Stars they are.
And in the last, I'll be stalking our good mate Rusty Collette. I'll be sitting right in front of him and hoping he's betting a reasonable price Smooth Chino. I
like your thinking. That's a good way to round out the day, a little Smooth Chino there in the last. It's all happening there at 2:12. Walter Road in Morley, of course, Morley Mitsubishi, and Brad Short is our man out there. If you want a great deal or you want a great tip, just get on board Morley Mitsubishi. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Darren. See you at the track.
Have a great day. We look forward to seeing you there. 22 minutes away from 9 o'clock. We'll be back with the legs of the quaddie right after this. This huge day of national racing will get off nice and early. We're at Morfettville, actually, with the first event at 5 to 9. So we're going to rattle things along here. Straight then, of course, to Randwick at 10 after 9. Flemington with the first on Victoria Derby, Coolmore on Empire Rose Day. And we've got markets to come as well for those races. Speaking of the markets, let's go to race 7. Underway at 3:40, an amended starting time for this event there. Maddie, Sinful Living is our one scratching.
Our Hanchy is into 8.50. Taropa is at 7.50. Down to Desert Whisper into $4. Then go to Black Aura, who's into 2.25 from 2.90. And Do I Feel Lucky, 14 into 7. Up with the others.
Okay, well, here we are looking at Willie Pike, Black Aura once again, chasing a hat-trick of victories there. It was something else last start. It was a brilliant effort by the mare. It was an equally brilliant ride. Do we trust in her form and trust in Pikey to produce at the right time again?
Oh, I can't see why you wouldn't, Mac. To be fair, she broke 33 and quite comfortably the other day. It was electrifying, that turn of acceleration that she displayed. She couldn't win, you didn't think, from when she turned for home. And the Calabrese, as we touched on a little bit earlier this morning, got that run up along the rail and you thought, okay, he's home. And then it was Black Aura with W. Pike aboard just dashing through. And to be brutally honest, it was a soft win in the end. It was actually a soft win.
Yeah, she rises in class. She drops a kilo. I think she'll handle the rise in class on the way that she's going. I'm finding it very difficult to tip beyond Black Aura, although we do see Taropa back in action today. I'm just wondering here, 61 kilos, first up, bumping into a good one like her. This might not be her race to win, but she won't be too far away because you know what you're going to get from her, although she hasn't trialled. So, she's a mare that's missed a place twice in 13 starts, including 6 wins.
Exactly. So you've got some really fast horses here, an effective 5 furlong horses. One of those is Desert Whisper. So she gets here fresh, no trial. But again, she's a proven 5 furlong commodity. From barrier 1, she'll do no work. She can either lead or box seat, and I'm expecting that she'll run well as well. This daughter of Rommel, who's very, very good at this trip.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to fly. It'll be pretty quickly run, this, with the likes of Desert Whisper and maybe Tycoon Harry. You could potentially throw in there. Do I Feel Lucky? Now gets an opportunity with Sinful Living scratching, possibly to come over and ride the pace a little closer to what I thought he might have originally. But I've got to come right back to 7 Black Aura Digs and load them up. 7 from 2, 4 Desert Whisper, 8 Tycoon Harry, 5 wins all over this journey.
Yep.
That'll do me in the pick 4.
Fair enough. 7-4, so Black Aura on top from the fellow mare Desert Whisper. I went down to 10, Do I Feel Lucky? I thought the first up run was really encouraging from a horse who showed plenty as a 2-year-old. We talk about these 3-year-olds. He gets the shades on. CJP links up again, and I'm expecting he'll be awfully competitive in this affair. And 2, Taropa. She has to carry weight, but she is class. 7, 4, 10 and 2. It's a good little race.
Yeah, I could have altered the bottom weight there and slipped it in But haven't done that, albeit Sinful Living has made her, I think, a little bit easier task for it to get across.
Yep.
So, yeah, an interesting race there. All eyes on Willie Pike. Black Aura once again as she attempts to make it a hat-trick of wins, Matty.
Black Aura, number 7, 2, 4, 8 from Macca the Miners, and Diggers repeating 7, 4, 10 and 2. Now to the Placid Arc Prelude over 1100 at 18 after 4. And under $10, we start with Twisted Steel, who's 7 into 420. Rostislav is 9 into 8. Yes Queen, 10 into 9. Luana Miss, 4 out to 5. Back now to 440. And Elite Beau, 250 out to 3. And upwards for the others.
Well, Diggs, how do you sort of assess this one here? Do you use the Max Simmons Classic form, or do you use a Class 3 midweeker with a 3-year-old colt that put them away impressively, and you know that he's got tremendous ability? He's a quality colt in Elite Beau versus Luana Miss, who was outstanding in defeat at the hands of Talk & Co. in that Max Simmons Classic?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, I think the Max Simmons saw the best of the three-year-olds at that stage, and then Elite Beau does what he does, and he won't be out of place in this race, and he won't be out of place in the Placid Arc. He's a really, really encouraging colt, and that first up return was high class. It was arrogant, and it came off the back of an excellent trial. It did. Really good trial.
Look, he had a soft run into it, but it was the dominance at the back end of it that really told the tale of it there, and you know that there's an opinion of him. I think that they'll fight the finish of the race out. Having said that, Yes Queen, I think that the draw probably advantages her more so than it did in the Max Simmons, where she went right back, went up on the fence, didn't get a lot of room in there. I think, are we likely to see a situation here where she sits back, finds cover and works to the outside? Because that's where she seemed to produce maybe her best, when she was at her best.
Yeah, agree. No, look, she was desperately unlucky the other day. And again, she is a high-class filly. So, look, there's good tempo here, isn't there? I would have thought
Stack of it.
Castle Road will roll.
Capitola's
fast.
Baby
Pearl's quick.
Twisted Steel
will be there. Swingman, I'm not sure what they do from that gate, to be brutally honest, with a horse who led throughout over 1,200 metres. It wasn't fast that day, it must be said. Elite Beau was going to be there.
Philomea's fast, and so is Vandula Jet.
Yep, they're going to rock and roll. I just thought maybe it would set it up for a horse like Luana Miss.
I agree. I've gone with her. 9. I think that Elite Beau stepping into this grade is more than equal to it. I do expect Yes Queen to come on markedly second up, fit at the stable, having a really good run this week.
Yeah.
Produced a nice one there on Thursday at Northam. Very nice one. And I thought that whilst 1100 could be a little bit of a query, Rostislav did enough in the Max Simmons. So I've marked it down there, 4th best. 9, 10, 8, 7, Dig.
9, 10, 6, Twisted Steel. I'll give him another chance. He went around the $2.20 favourite the other day, and he just got
He
didn't know.
No.
He sort of melted in the mounting and closure, so he'll be a watch. But I think on ability, he's well and truly capable of winning a race of this nature. It's just, his race day manners and how he handles the occasion. So 9, Luana Miss from 10, Elite Beau, really nice colt. 6, Twisted Steel, and 7, Rostislav. But I may well have missed the winner. It's a good race, 9, 10, 6 and 7.
That's the prelude of the Tab Touch Placid Arc. Matty?
Number 9, the selection, the one I missed from Darren, 10, 8 and 7. Diggers with 9 as well to beat 10, 6 and 7. The 9th race is due to run at 8 to 5. The Group 3 Asian Beau Stakes over 1,400. And Watch Me Rock is 420 to 480. Bon Joy out of point to 750. Cosmic Crusader open 2, got to 215, is now into odds on at $1.90. And then at $10 we go down to September Born, who's in from 12 and up with the remainder.
Okay, this has a big impact on the Railway Stakes, this race, the Asian Beau.
Certainly does.
Cosmic Crusader, Watch Me Rock.
I think Cosmic Crusader, look, there's been a mountain of support for him, Darren. He's now into $1.90. And you know how it works. If there's a few favourites that are getting up earlier in the day, he might start a little bit shorter than that as well. Like there might be no end to support here for him.
His performances at Belmont Park, the 2, have been nothing short of breathtaking. Now, this is going to be a real step into much, much deeper territory. But when you're winning with an aggregate of 12 lengths in 2 starts and you're destroying horses who are more than capable and you're doing it going about 3/4 pace, you know that you're in the zone. And I thought that whatever beat Cosmic Crusader here in the Asian Beau would win. Watch Me Rock. I think Willie would love to atone.
Yep.
Off the first up run in the Eurythmic there, Willie got badly held up for a run until the last 100, got clear, dived at them, and you could just see the disappointment in Pikey as he dropped his head going past the post, knowing what should have been and could have been in that race.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a very similar map for William, and he's going to have, you would think, September born to his outside. So Cosmic Crusader strolls to the top here. Watch Me Rock's box seats. September born likely to be 1-1. I'm not sure what they do with the stablemate to Cosmic Crusader, Love and War, whether, you know, Patrick Carberry sort of half gives her a rub and then tries to sit outside Cosmic Crusader as well.
Don't forget, she ran second in this race last year behind Super Smink first up.
Yep.
And it was Daylight to third.
Yeah, and she's trialled up well behind him.
Yeah.
Him being Cosmic Crusader. And I don't think Brad will want to give William any air at any stage. So he might be kept nice and tight down low, William, and he'll need the gaps to appear. But I think 7, he's an exciting horse. He looks a really impressive animal, and he is just getting better and better and better. So 7 clearly on top. 5, Watch Me Rock. 6, Bonjoy. 3 back the fence, was good in the Eurythmic, only beaten a length behind Diamond Scene. Good figures out of that race. And I have 12, September born in for 4th. I love the placement here by Neville. It's aggressive. He's trying to get him into a railway. He's prepared to burn points to do so. 7, 5, 6 and 12.
Yeah, very similar. 7 for me as well, Cosmic Crusader. Can't imagine they'll want to change what they've been doing. Will they? Leading?
I think it's just a race where there's no tempo, so he'll find himself there, Darren.
Yeah, I think, you know, he'll get there, and he was doing it so comfortably there at Belmont Park. 759, Love and War, I thought could run third first up, and 6, Bonjoy, outstanding first up. And she's even got a better second up card, so won't want to find any traffic, but look for her, Bonjoy. I love to run behind Diamond Scene in the Eurythmic. 7, 5, 9 and 6 there. Race 9, Matt.
So it's Cosmic Crusader number 7, 5, 9, 6 repeating from Macca, and Digby is 7, 5, 6 and 12. Just 2 minutes to Morfettville. $1.55 Guru Warrior there. The next best is at $6 Talisay, and $8.55 is start time. Now, the final event locally for PKF Perth, this is at 5:30 today, rating 66 plus over 1,200 with number 10 out. $10 Yorga Pride, down to Smooth Chino, $3.90 out to 5. Jazz Session, 8 into 420, 12 into 10 for Scully. Go to Exceed the Planet, 11 into 950, down to 6 in Shields, 14 into 850, and then Magnus Choice, 14 into 950.
I'm really keen about one in the last, Eggs.
Smooth Chino?
I am indeed.
Yeah.
And after what we see of Joker's Grin, the trial will come back to us, I think, too. It was a fantastic trial. Kept out wide. There was no rail to follow. It was super strong at the finish. You know, he won a 3-year-old Magic Millions, beating a good filly in London's Image at the time. There he's had 3 for 3. I just love the way this horse has taken every test in front of him, and he's passed it. And I think that he can make a winning return. I'm 7 a lock, and I'm making him a best.
Oi, okay. All right. What else is running?
Scully's
second,
going
third,
well.
fourth?
Scully's flying at the moment too. I do like the way it's progressing. Jazz Session is 2 for 2 second up. I'll be going, no doubt, with her as a leg of the exotics, and I'll include Kalima. Very good fresh mare. 3 of her 4 wins have come first up. I want to have a look at Yorga Pride there, albeit she's such a consistent mare. I'll just have to lower her out of the order with Objectify, another one who's very good first up. And then maybe Exceed the Planet, who's got ability. So, look, 7, 9, 8 and 6, good race.
Didn't get a lot of galloping room at a key stage, Exceed the Planet fresh. I was with him on that occasion. I'll butter up today, $9.50. That will do me. He'll be 3 deep, building into the race, and I love the fact that he's here 3 weeks between runs. 11 on top from 7, Smooth Chino. The trial behind Joker's Grin was terrific. 6, Kalima, I concur there, and 2, Yorga Pride. She's a flat-out winner. 11, 7, 6 and 2.
All right, Maddie.
Best bet from you, number 7 in the final event, Smooth Chino 986 and repeating diggers 11-7, 6 and 2.
Okay, so we've got Morfettville coming up very shortly. We'll get through the best for the day and then it'll be off to Sydney and then Flemington. Your best on the program, Diggs?
Race 3, number 3, Fun Chow.
Fun Chow for you. Mine is Smooth Chino, race 10, number 7. Your lay for the day?
Jazz Session in the last.
Okay.
So that is race 10, number 8.
Mine's race 2, horse 2, Twilight Tale, 16 to 22, 3:30 I thought unders. And you play for the day?
I'm keeping it simple. Jokers in the Cosmic Crusader, $3.21.
I'm going to get some manna from Indiana. Race 5, number 5, Play at the Place, $3 the place, late arrival. Into the stable made at $5. Smooth Chino, race 10, number 7, $15 there, Diggs.
All right.
That sounds all right to me. Hopefully we can get it done. Manning Bowling Club Monday night for the Melbourne Cup, everyone. That's our preview. We'll be back trackside, of course, a little later for the Asian Beau and Prince of Wales Stakes. Thanks to Diggs. Thanks to Matt. That's the end of Inside Running.